How's it going, guys? As you see from the title, this will be a prediction video, and this is going to be a series for each week in this NFL season. And that'll include the playoffs. We'll be predicting the playoff games too, but that's obviously quite a long ways from now. But this will be week one predictions, and basically in this series, it's going to be me picking, or saying my picks, and then we also have my friend Eric who will be joining us, and he'll also be giving his picks, what he thinks, and all that. What I'm going to be adding in is that I'm going to simulate Madden games, and I'm going to see what Madden thinks on who's going to win these games, and then we're going to tally them all up. We're going to keep records on all of us picked, who wins. So I mean, if we lost Madden, that'd be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? But I do think it'll be between me and Eric winning this one, just against each other, and see who gets the most predictions right. If you guys enjoy this, show support, subscribe if you're new, and hope you guys enjoy. One other thing I want to mention is that by the time this upload, the Lions would have already played, so it doesn't matter. Like the Lions and Chiefs game, the season opener. So the Lions obviously took that game. We're not going to count this game because it just, obviously it isn't fair to count that game. So we're going to have one game missing from the end tally. But yeah, enjoy. So Eric, who do you have winning between the Falcons or the Panthers?
Well, I have the Panthers winning it. Falcons are still trying to find their current QB situation. Panthers did some good off-season moves, signing Miles Sanders, and that's all I know off the top of my head because I'm an Eagles fan. So
Not amazing though.
that is who I got winning the Panthers and Falcons game.
I predicted a while ago, and I had the Panthers winning because I thought they would start off with a statement with Bryce Young at quarterback, but I also changed that pick to the Falcons now because I forget who exactly it is, but I think their top two receivers are injured at the moment and will not be playing on Sunday. And if that's the case, then Bryce Young is being thrown into a very difficult situation. I don't think the Panthers will get blown out or anything. I think it's going to be close, but I do think the Falcons are going to still win that game because of that. And I think Bryce Young will still have a good rookie year. Incredible talent in that guy, but he's just not going to do good in this first game. So I think that the Falcons will take it. All right, Eric. Bengals and Browns game.
I think it's a given. I think Bengals are going to take it. I mean, you still don't know how Deshaun Watson's going to do after, getting only a few games in last season. The Bengals are projected to make the Super Bowl. Whether you have them winning it or not, they are still up there for winning a Super Bowl or even making it. So I think Bengals is pretty much a given.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that too, including me last year when the Steelers faced them in week one and they had a slow start to the year, but they still finished the season with 11, 12 straight wins. And then, some people would say they got cheated out of the game with the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, but they still had a great season and I don't expect them to slow down either. So with that being said, I think the Bengals will also take this one, but who knows? Maybe Deshaun Watson gets an insane pre-game massage and just instantly goes insane. Now, this is the Watson we saw on the Texans. Obviously, that plays a very different, puts a whole new factor into this, but I really don't think that's what we're getting week one. I think the Bengals will take care of business as well. Jags and the Colts.
See, I'm going with the underdog of this game.
Really?
A lot of people are going to pick the Jags. They have Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence. But I'm going to go with the Colts. I think you're going to see an Anthony Richardson that people have been waiting to see.
He is good.
I think he's in a better situation than the other rookie quarterbacks since he got drafted a little bit later than everyone. I mean, he still has a good receiving core, such as Michael Pittman, and yeah. And yeah.
Michael Pittman will carry him.
It's just, the Colts, I think, is really just a sleeper team. They've always had a good defense. Whether they're big-name defenders or not, their coaching staff has always been a more defensive-sided coaching staff. And, yeah.
So you have the Colts in this one, and I think that's a very steaming hot take. I think they're probably just going to get shit on, in my opinion. I think that the Jags are going to absolutely demolish them. Trevor Lawrence is a guy everyone thinks that is going to take a massive step up. He did last season from his rookie season because everyone thought he was going to be complete dog, but he made a giant leap. So I do think that he's going to continue that reign this year. And I don't think the Colts can even compare. I mean, you have the inside drama going on in the organization with Jonathan Taylor and the coaching staff. I don't see Taylor playing for this team at all this season. I have the Jags just like pretty much everybody, and I mean, if the Colts win, I'll give that to you. I don't know how you would have seen that coming, but I just don't see that happening. So I do have the Jags winning this one. And the next game is the Vikings and the Buccaneers. And surprisingly to me, I don't know about to you, a lot of people think the Vikings are going to win this game. But what do you
I think the Vikings are going to win. I 100% think the Vikings are a lock. A lot of people may say that, yeah, they lost their starting running back, Dalvin Cook, but Dalvin Cook never really showed, in my opinion, he never showed last year that he was a top running back like he has in the past.
He always struggles with
And I
injuries,
actually
too.
think I also think Alexander Madison showed a lot of potential last year.
True.
You know, sure he got his fine from twerking in the end zone, but yeah, he might have some attitude issues to deal with. You got the best wide receiver in the league, and I don't know if it's so much an argument anymore. I do think Jay Jettas is the best wide receiver in the league. You got that new rookie.
I would also agree with that.
You got that new rookie wide receiver, Jordan Addison, I believe. He's listed as a backup right now, but I'm sure the Vikings will take a big lead in the beginning, and he will get some reps in for your slot. I will think he will get some playing time in the slot. So that is my prediction to the game.
All right, and I think that I'm also taking the Vikings here. I know I just said I'm surprised a lot of people are, but I do think the Bucs are a very good opponent. I think that the Bucs are looked at as really ass this year, and I think that's a little unfair. I think they're still in the discussion of winning the division. I think their main problem is obviously they don't have Tom Brady anymore, but they're still going to lean probably very heavily on the pass, and I think Baker Mayfield isn't still terrible. I think this is a good way for him to rebound off of last season where he showed potential in the Rams game when he didn't even know the playbook. He still won that game. Baker Mayfield isn't a complete bum. I think he'll still be okay, but I do think this will be a lot closer than people think. But I still have the Vikings winning just because, I think Kirk, a lot of people underrate Kirk. He is pretty good. And, they have the best receiver in the league, like you mentioned. And I just think they'll make a statement week 1. But I do think the Bucs will surprise a lot of people here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did win the game. But I'm not going to go that far. I'm also going to take the Vikings. Yeah, Titans and Saints would be in the next game. So who do you have in this game, Eric?
I got the Saints. You got new QB, definitely better than Andy Dalton as the Saints had last year. They got Derek Carr.
Oh, don't forget about Taysom Hill.
I don't even think he's listed as a starting tight end this year. But yeah, I mean, Derek Carr had I think everyone could say he had a pretty crappy year last year on the Raiders, but I also think he wasn't given enough love anymore as he has in the years past. I think they kind of wanted to get rid of him. I think they were kind of hoping for him to fail, actually. I'd go as far as saying that. I think, obviously the Saints are without Michael Thomas, but they've been without Michael Thomas for the four years in a row. So,
I mean, is he
and
playing
they've managed to
I have
win
no
games.
idea. Is he?
I think he's injured or something. He's not playing.
He's not playing week 1? Okay, that's news to me.
No. And obviously they don't have Alvin Kamara. But they'll pull through over a very young Titans team with three quarterbacks, or three quarterbacks that could all have a chance at possibly starting for the team.
And
Ryan
all of them look
Tannehill.
good. Malik Willis.
Yeah, but
his
all of them
struggles.
are young. Ryan Tannehill's obviously the veteran, who I believe is getting starting reps.
Yeah.
I think this first couple weeks for the Titans are going to be just figuring out who your team really is and figuring out what your depth is going to be and who's going to be your starters.
I also have the Saints. I thought about this game for a while though, because it's kind of like an odd game. But I do agree with you a lot on the what the Titans are doing early on in the season. I think they're also trying to find their identity. I mean, Tannehill's kind of reaching the end of his career. We have Malik Willis, who they did take, who everyone thought would go a lot sooner, and me being a Steelers fan, kind of thought there was a chance of us picking him too. And even though I'm glad we didn't, based on how he looked last season, not very pretty, but you also got to look at the situation he was in. it just wasn't good. I don't think Malik Willis was given like a fair slate, but not many people are in this league. So he's going to have to figure it out, and I think the Titans as a whole are going to have to figure it out. And that's why I agree with you with the identity, search. I'm going to say the Saints win too, and I think relatively easily. Derek Carr is an upgrade at quarterback, and I do think the Saints are actually one of those teams that are going to be a heavily improved team this year. I do have the Saints winning this game too. San Fran 49ers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I already mentioned that I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. But who do you think will win this game, Eric?
I have the 49ers taking it. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, I believe he's still undefeated in the regular season. He has yet to lose in a regular season game. And I know he's coming off an injury, a really tough injury to actually come back from. So I think he'll come back just as good. It's pretty much the exact same 49ers team. They've even gotten better defensively, getting Javon Hargrave
I'd say the best defense
on the line.
Hands down.
Yeah. I like the Eagles, but you got Nick Bosa, who's DPOY. You just got Javon Hargrave, who's coming off of a major breakout season.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same team. If not, they've gotten better. Now, I know you're a Steelers fan, so I wonder what your prediction is on this.
I mean, I feel like this is unsurprising, but I do have the Steelers winning in an upset. But we got to remember what happened last year. Bengals were in the Super Bowl that year, and we beat them in week 1. Now, they didn't win. That's the difference. But we beat them in week 1. Now, I think we had a very shit team with Mitch starting. So I'm surprised we even won that game. But the reason I bring that up is because we have our backs turned like against the wall here, against like a top team in the NFC. It could be the first team. I mean, the Eagles are still up there. Let's not forget about them. But 49ers are going to be really good this year. The best defense, you already said. But the Steelers have showed a lot of promise, especially in this preseason. A lot of hype going around George Pickens being probably it could be a top receiver. He has the talent there. It's just kind of how far can he go with this team. Kenny Pickett, second year. I'm looking to see some great development from him because I swear to God, I would love to see that. And everybody has him as like he could be the most improved person to take a step up in his sophomore year. I think he will. And I have a lot of confidence in the Steelers team. Now, obviously, I'm kind of biased, but I do think they will upset, and it's not just me being like biased. I think we're gonna make a statement week 1 that we can compete with these teams. And I do think that 49ers, the first week rust, I think we could catch them off guard here. Now, I feel like this was mid-season, and if we weren't at home, it'd be a different story, but it's week 1 and we're at home. I think that we can carry this momentum we've got from the preseason into the season, and I think we'll win.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be surprised
to
see the 49ers take this one, though.
I agree with you that there could be an upset, but I think you're missing out one thing about the Steelers is that you forgot to mention that you also have one of the best head coaches of all time. But you also have one of the worst offensive coordinators of all time. So
Matt Canada. And I also just think that the Steelers defense, I didn't even mention it, but they're just insane this year, and I do think we'll put the NFL on notice with our defense. TJ Watt when healthy, obviously amazing player. I think he's one of probably up there top 2 best defenders in the league right now, and I have him as 1, but we'll see. That's kind of hot. Okay, so this next game will be the Commanders versus the Arizona Cardinals, and the Cardinals are not looking good this season, I'll tell you that. Who do they have? Is it Dobbs they have starting?
Yep, it's Joshua Dobbs.
Oh my God.
But you're
Pittsburgh
saying
Steelers
they're not
legend.
going to be good, but I got them winning this game.
You got the Cardinals
winning.
You got the Cardinals
taking
winning.
it. You got
What are you talking
hear me
about,
out.
bro?
Sam Howell is the person throwing the ball.
I think okay.
They have to hope that Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson can just work their legs like they weren't able to last year. Last year you had Brian Robinson, who obviously, I'm not going to take away the fact that he got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
But he definitely didn't do as good as a rookie. And Antonio Gibson started off the year, like the first 3 weeks, doing pretty good, and then just went on a decline, ended up losing the starting reps. I think Cardinals can actually. I think they can take it. They do have a more experienced quarterback, being Joshua Dobbs.
It's Joshua Dobbs, bro. That's the problem.
Okay, they got James Conner, who led the team in touchdowns 2 years, or I believe he led the league in rushing touchdowns 2 years ago. As he had 15 touchdowns, as I just now searched up. So that's pretty good. Got Rondale Moore, who is going to who is good, definitely 100% going to have a way better year than he's had the past 2 years. I know he missed a lot of last year, but I really think he's just gonna have this breakout year. Defense definitely, not definitely, does need some 100% needs some work, but I think they can just pull it out.
That's it, right? So you think that the Cardinals, who are not good, probably like the team that could go
can beat a
0-17.
team that is not good.
Could go 0-17. They're that bad. But you
No.
think they're gonna come out week one, just start swinging? They're gonna absolutely demolish the command. No, I'm playing, but you think they're gonna win?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just along with everybody else. I think the Commanders are gonna win this one. I do think the Commanders, like, Chase Young is kind of a question mark. Like, he hasn't done anything like real great to justify
In
him
2
being like the
years.
second pick. Was he?
He was rookie of the year, and then he literally just hasn't played.
And he hasn't really given the production that you would want. And I know there's like different reasons you can attribute to that, but I don't know. I just can't justify a second
If
pick
he
for
can
that.
stay healthy, he could be a top defensive end.
Yeah, but their D-line, if he plays up to it, could be really good this year. Could be really good. Like, they have a sleeper defense, honestly, in my opinion. I think that they could do very good things on the defensive side of the ball. But then again, you have Sam Howell, at quarterback, like you mentioned. But yeah, Sam Howell, like you said, starting this year, right? And, there's questions there. A lot of people have confidence in this man, though, and I think he will do good. I don't think he's going to be ever a top quarterback in this league. I don't think that'll ever happen. I think he could be a good, like, mid-off, not receiver, I was about to say receiver, like, mid-off quarterback, kind of like Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. I feel like that's his ceiling, is like a Kirk Cousins in this league. And that's what Terry needs, You've had a guy like Terry for so long, and not anybody really that good throwing to him, and he's still produced, Imagine a quarterback that gives you, like, really good play for once, and then now you have a scary, even more scary receiver in Scary Terry. You still got, I'm forgetting his name, I'm drawing a blank, but their rookie a couple years ago, like, he's now, like, a second year, I'm pretty sure.
The wide receiver, Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson, yeah. They also have Jahan Dotson, who could have a great year. I think there's a lot of young potential on offense, and then, like, their defense is kind of, like, already solidified in a way. But yeah, I do think they won't really have any trouble against Arizona. The Ravens versus Texans.
Ravens.
So who do you got? You got the Ravens?
It's the Ravens, and I don't think you need there needs to be an explanation.
Yeah.
You just got OBJ. You have Lamar back. You got Marlon Humphrey back, because I believe he was injured last year. Maybe I'm wrong. But you got Marlon Humphrey back on defense.
I do think he was injured, yeah. Along with a lot of people in the Ravens. The Ravens in general are always hurt.
It's a given that the Ravens are going to win. C.J. Stroud is having his first game.
The Texans they started off hot with this draft, though. I think they're getting themselves set up nicely for this rebuild. But do they have a chance in this game? Hell no, they don't, in my opinion. I think the Ravens will absolutely beat the brakes off of them. You're putting C.J. Stroud in there, first-year quarterback, go against this defense, good luck. And then, obviously they got Lamar on the other sideline. Like, I do think that the talent here, they signed Odell, and then J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Sorry, I was just drawing a blank. But Gus Edwards, I think they could really emerge as like a 1-2 punch this season. Like, they've always had that potential. It's just one of them always got hurt, like 24/7, every single year. And it's like Ravens are one of those teams that always get injured, and you always just wonder, like, what's going to happen. But in this game, I think we'll see Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins definitely emerge. People are going to be reminded about Lamar Jackson, because he's also been hurt recently, just getting hurt. But if he plays, if this team stays healthy, they will be lethal.
But yeah.
This next game is the Green Bay Packers versus the Bears. The Bears are at home, so that's one thing to consider. But who do you have winning this game?
Bears are 100% winning it.
The Bears? The Bears.
There is no Jordan Love was drafted 3 years ago, Either way, Justin Fields has seen the field once, or Jordan Love. I mean, Jordan Love
I mean, he's
has
seen the field a
seen the
lot in
field
preseason.
once as a starter,
As a starter. Against the Eagles, right?
and first week of the season last year when Aaron Rodgers was
Oh yeah, as a
didn't
starter.
want to
But he
play
did
for
come in for Rodgers against the Eagles, and he threw a slant for a touchdown.
I just don't think Jordan Love is. Obviously, he was behind A-Rod, and he just wasn't able to. He hasn't been able to show that he could be a good quarterback because you're behind a good quarterback, and time is ticking for him. He's not old yet. But
All right, so I will be speaking now. I'll have Eric back in a minute. I just want to clear this up. His prediction was the Bears, and you're not going to hear his full explanation. My power actually went out, and that's the reason why he cut out. But I figured I'm just going to give my prediction for the game, then we can move on. But when it comes to the Bears and Packers, I actually believe the Packers will win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears did come out and win this one. I mean, they are favored to win, I believe. But, I just don't really fully believe that the Bears are just, better than the Packers. I do think that the Packers obviously took a huge step back since, A-Rod left. I mean, they don't got Lazard, which that isn't, in my opinion, saying much, but it affects them, and I think their defense is still pretty good. Like, a lot of people kind of underrate it. I mean, we're also underrating the Bears here. The Bears are going to be a lot better this year. I like what they did with the draft. They had, I think they had the first pick, traded it to the Panthers, traded back because they didn't need a quarterback. I mean, they already have Justin Fields, and I don't think Justin Fields is that great. I think, obviously, he's one of those players that show up on highlights, but I'm taking forever to get to the point. I think Jordan Love isn't going to do amazing, but I think he's going to do enough, and I think the Packers are going to a very run-heavy attack now because they still have, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I think they still have them, and people are forgetting about this. So I think that they're going to run their asses off, and I think that it's going to work to beat the Bears. I mean, this is the Bears we're talking about. I don't think they're that great like everyone's saying. I'm not everyone's saying is they're great, but I just don't think the Bears are that talented right now, and I don't believe in Fields really that much anyway, but I do think the Packers are actually going to win this one. Game would be the Broncos and Raiders. So who do you have, Eric?
I got the Broncos. Wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. I wrote down the Broncos.
You just pump faked us.
The Raiders are winning that because they got Josh Jacobs. And they got Jimmy Garoppolo. Let me actually be serious. The team is actually good. They got Devontae Adams, who was the best receiver in the league for 3 years in a row. So yeah, I really think the Raiders will win over an old ass Russell Wilson and Jerry Jeudy.
You know what I got to say to that, Eric?
What?
Broncos country, let's ride.
You got the Broncos winning?
Yes, I got the Broncos winning. Now, it's not that I necessarily disagree with anything you said. Devontae Adams is somebody who everybody said was or everybody can agree was a really good. Jimmy G's a winner, as we know, but he's mid at best. If you want me to be honest, we know he's a winner, but he's pretty mid. He doesn't do anything really flashy. And then you have a talented roster, but I really think that the Broncos, Sean Payton is the new head coach, and I think he can get anything you would want out of Russell Wilson, at least, because you got to think Nathaniel Hackett was dog ass, as we all know, as a head coach, and that dragged down the Broncos along with Russell Wilson not playing right. A lot of things went wrong with the Broncos, but I definitely think that this year they'll take a step up, and I think that's why they'll beat the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders are really typically that good anyway, but okay, so interesting one. Next up is the Eagles versus the Patriots playing in Foxborough. Who do you got?
It don't matter that it's not at the link for the Eagles.
Okay.
Patriots have a strong home team. They have a strong fan base. But what you're forgetting is it's the returning Super Bowl second placers.
Super Bowl losers.
Who are hungry to win this year's Super Bowl, and is projected, if not the 49ers, it's the Eagles that are making the Super Bowl is the most popular projections. We can win the division, I think, I'm not saying it's a given because Cowboys can, definitely win a division. But the Eagles are just not. They're not even an underdog. They're literally just a projected team to win. You got AJ Brown, you got Jalen Hurts. I can name the whole team. It's my favorite team, so I'm not even gonna. You got all these people that are gonna do very good for your team, and I'm not stressing at all. Eagles take it. Blowout game, not even close.
Blowout.
Especially because Bradbury's gonna be hungry for Juju. So.
Anyway, I also have the Eagles. I mean, obviously, I feel like anybody should. I feel like it's a no-brainer because they're obviously one of the two top teams in the NFC, and they're facing like a team that I think is going to be complete ass this year. I don't think, like, a lot of people think, oh, the Patriots can make the playoff. No, they can't. No, they can't. They're so bad. I'm an elite Patriots hater, and the Eagles are going to shit on them, like, badly. It's not even going to be close, and I don't like the Eagles as a Steelers fan, but just I hate the Patriots so much. Yeah, if you have anybody start on the Eagles for fantasy, start them, because they are going to eat up. But yeah, it's not even going to be close. I have the Eagles. All right, so we got the Chargers and the Dolphins being played in LA. Who do you got, Eric?
It's definitely the Chargers. I mean, yeah, you got Tua, who is great until the concussions, but who knows how he'll be this year. It's really going to be 50-50. Will he be back to normal, or will he be like brain damaged because of fucking 3 concussions in a year? Last year Justin Herbert slowed down compared to his rookie year. Slowed down quite a bit, but he had rib issues for a lot of weeks, and he still led his team to playoffs. Chargers got a stacked team, everyone knows that. I mean, you got Herbert, Keenan Allen, you got fucking the team. I'm trying to think of their running back that I know, Austin Eckler. So yeah, they got a stacked team. Compared to the Dolphins are going to be another top team this year, depending on how Tua does, but they're not on the same level as the Chargers.
They also picked up Ramsey and instantly lost him. I think that also hurts the team a bit. I have the Chargers as well, as like I said, I agree with you, and I don't think a lot of like what went wrong for the Chargers is on Justin Herbert. Like, I don't think that's his fault. I think a lot of it was bad coaching, and like the Chargers organization just has bad luck all the time. So that 27-0 choke, I mean, like, it's just bad. That was just bad. But I do believe that, although I don't think the Chargers really changed that much as a team, they were never bad to begin with, and they have some, coaching adjustments now. And I think they're just going to be back to being like one of those top teams in the AFC, but as we know, the AFC is going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough.
Like a Phillip Rivers Chargers team.
But I think that, at least they'll have 10 wins, and we'll see how the season goes for them. But I do think they're going to take this game. So the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams being played in Seattle. Who do you got?
I got the Seahawks. Young team. Other than the QB.
Except for the QB. Yep.
Yeah.
Seems like he's been rejuvenated, though.
Yeah, he has. Love him. I'm a West Virginia fan. And they ain't right back. He ain't right back. And hopefully he could still continue to not right back. I think the Rams won the Super Bowl and dipped. I mean, like, there is no... and then now you got Cup out for the first 4 weeks of the season. It ain't looking too good for, the Rams at all. It is not looking good for them this year. It's not the same team as they were 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl. Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, Tariq Woolen, Witherspoon, who they just now picked up in the draft. Tyler Lockett, DK.
Jigba. But their receiving core is like scary good. Like, it's up there with that of the Cincinnati Bengals, in my opinion. I think they could be really good.
And what is your prediction for the game? I believe I know who it is.
Yeah, I also have the Seahawks. I just don't think the Rams are going to be at all good. Obviously they have some players coming back, not Cup, until like a little later.
Yeah, not Cup.
But Cam Akers is never really that guy. Like, they don't got a running attack still. And their O-line really is pretty bad still. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Their team is not good. They lost Ramsey. Like, they lost so many pieces. Like, it's hard to say that they would even be remotely what they were when they won the Super Bowl. Like they lost so much, and Matt Stafford getting mad old. It's just not looking good, and especially in Week 1, they don't really got nobody. What their top receiver is Van Jefferson. It's Van Jefferson. Like they're bad. They're bad. So I think that the Seattle Seahawks are gonna absolutely demolish them. Like it's a division game, so I won't say they'll demolish them, but I don't think it's gonna be close. I think the Seahawks are gonna, moonwalk all over them. Like it's gonna be crazy. So will Geno Smith be the same person? I honestly think so. I don't think he's gonna be elite, but he's gonna be pretty good, and he's gonna lead them to the playoffs. So with that being said, Seahawks are winning. All right, what's up, y'all? But for this Sunday night football game between America's team and the Giants, I didn't record. It was an accident, so I'm just gonna say who we picked. Eric picked the Giants and brought up points like, Daboll was the coach of the year last year, and their team isn't bad. The Giants aren't bad, and I honestly myself see the game going either way, but I chose America's team because I'm patriotic. God damn it, no. But I definitely believe the Cowboys got that one in hand. But Micah Parsons is, I think, the DPOY. Eric said that too. I think he's gonna be amazing, like he always is. And their D-line in general is just talented. They got Trevon Diggs still. Their team's still good, defensively specifically. But even their offense, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and that's up and down. A lot of people don't know what to feel about Dak Prescott, myself included. Though, I like Dak because I actually don't hate the Cowboys like everybody does. But I think the Cowboys win. Eric thinks the Giants win. Yeah, so that's all I can really say about this game. Sorry about that, y'all. The Battle of New York between Jets and the Bills.
A real New York team or a fake New York team?
But anyway, who do you got between Buffalo and the Jets? This is being played in East Rutherford.
The Bills. I got the Bills because I hate the Jets.
Why do you hate the Jets?
Why do I hate the Jets, you ask? Because there's a guy in our friend group, and he's a certified Jets
dick rider,
meat lover. He is he rides the Dickmobile.
Wouldn't we all do that for our teams, though?
Yeah, but because he hates the Eagles. And I can back it up because it's not like the Jets versus the Texans. I'm just saying the Texans out of spite because the Bills,
they're the better team.
I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender anymore as everyone used to be saying years and years ago. The past 3 years, from last year and then 2 years on, going back, they have been the number one contender to win the Super Bowl all around.
They haven't done it.
AFC,
they haven't even
NFC,
made it.
they were going to win it, and they haven't even made it, but they were projected. And I think they're kind of overrated now. Josh Allen's going to do his thing. If Josh Allen can stay away from throwing a lot of interceptions, then he'll be very good. He's always very good, so there isn't any doubt that he won't be good this year
or
unless
if they can
he
get
gets
a
injured.
real rushing attack.
The Bills are going to win over the Jets.
They got some young
They got
stars.
Sauce, who could win a defensive award. He could win this year, back to back. He is a top runner for it, but Micah Parsons, just for the fact that usually the DPOY is an outside linebacker or a
pass rusher or
just a D lineman, someone who can get sacks. Anymore, your outside linebackers winning it, such as TJ Watt in the past year. So that's why I still say Micah Parsons is going to be. Sauce is going to be very good. A-Rod, I don't think he's going to do good this year because I hate the Jets. So that's about it. What about you? What are you thinking for this game?
I think the Jets are going to win. So I do have to disagree with you. It's not that I don't like the Bills or I don't think the Bills could win. This is week 1, and the Bills, I'm not too confident in them to do much this year. They haven't made much changes. I feel like their championship window is just fading as we go on.
Yep.
They're choking their opportunities away. And Josh Allen is
Players
a star,
are getting
but
older.
Yeah, the biggest problem with Josh Allen, in my opinion, is just his decision making when it comes to being in the clutch or just in the red zone. Because in the red zone last year, he threw picks on picks. It's crazy. So many points he left on the board. And Stephon Diggs, there's turmoil there. He's obviously not leaving, but you've seen the frustration he has with his team. I think things are going to be either crumbling down for Buffalo or they're going to be just the same team. But I think that the Jets will win this game mainly just because, like, we're going to see the debut of the off-season championship winners in the Jets. And I obviously have my frustrations with the Jets too, but I don't think A-Rod is going to take too far of a drop-off. I don't think he's going to be as good as he was in Green Bay, like, ever. But he's going to be serviceable, which is not something the Jets could have said in their pretty much entire existence. They've never really had a good quarterback. But that's why, like, with this young team, they had great skill position players. Garrett Wilson. They had both the rookies of the years. Like, they have a great team. It's just, will they be able to back it up? I don't expect the Jets to be this, like, amazing team. But I think they will start out by beating the Buffalo Bills. I would like to thank Eric for coming on here. And I'll probably have him
It was a pleasure.
the rest of the season, and including the playoffs. I think he'll be here. So it's not anything new. When it comes to adding people, I think it'll just be us two. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And we'll see you guys again next week for the next predictions. See y'all later. Okay, thanks for making it to the end of this video, guys. All the scores for the Madden simulations should be up here on the screen. And, yeah, I think Madden's kind of wilding, but I guess Eric would be happy to see this. When I go to make the next episode, I'll show you guys the record that me, Eric, and Madden has. I don't imagine Eric or Madden will be right about the Cardinals and the Colts game, but maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe they know something I don't. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, please be sure to like. This is the first video I'm making on Red Nation. It would mean so much to me. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.